Good day to everyone. I think we're live here. It's really slow. But anyway, I was just watching this guy on Facebook. Now, at first, I was skeptical because he was talking about Illuminati and all this, and I do believe there is an Illuminati. And as far as what they do and what roles they actually play in our world, it's all skeptical. But I was watching him, I was like, man, this guy sounds crazy to me. And I get why people think I am now, too. But as the more I watched it, he was showing this video that some anonymous person had posted. And while he was describing it, this Nibiru and all this other things he was talking about, I was like, man, this guy sounds crazy. And I started to understand it. Well, I started listening and paying attention. Then I'm thinking to myself, well, actually, this video has been showing shit I've been seeing. Now, I can't explain it because, I'm in a very high tech area. NASA and SpaceX, Patrick Air Force, they do a lot of weird shit around here. I just always wrote it off as maybe some military exercise or something like that. People in the area of Palm Bay, Melbourne, Cape Canaveral, all up and down this space coast here have said they've heard explosions in the morning, shaking, and they all write it off as military exercises. And someone had said I lived here for 20 years and I'd never heard of them doing military exercises and explosions and stuff like that. So then I watched this video, and now I'm like, wow, well, wait a second here. This is happening everywhere. Why? What is going on? And apparently it's a polar shift. Has to do with a lot. Anyway, the guy was, I wish I could watch that guy's video and so you could see it watching this video. But there's a lot of unexplained things happening today. There was that tunnel that was vibrating that people could not explain how that was happening. It was unlike anything we've ever seen. He was tying it in with biblical prophecies, also fire from the sky, things happening that are unusual, and they are unusual, guys. This is absolutely happening. I think now. I'm not. I usually don't buy into this kind of stuff. But I'm very open minded. When I see it and I start to experience it myself, like I just not too long ago, I seen this green light shoot down from space. It looked like it was so far up, but it shot down not even in 2 seconds, and there's no military aircraft that could possibly move that fast. It shot down, stopped abruptly, and then shot back off the other way. And I could not believe my eyes. It was bright, bright. Couldn't. It was not no shooting star. Impossible. It shot down to where close enough to where I could almost see the shape of it, and then it hovered for a second, and then shot off vertically instead of horizontally. You know what I mean? It was absolutely. I wish I could catch this stuff on camera. I need to get a camera up there and just point in that direction at all times. And I don't know. Anyway, watch this video. This guy posted stuff just about a week ago and anonymously. But what is happening?
Caught the attention of many people.
And it's not just fireworks lighting up the sky in West Oahu. Perplexed residents on the Leeward Coast are searching for answers.
As the clock counts down the last hours of 2020 here, some countries have already ushered in the new year.
New at 10, a mystery in Mesa. At least one neighborhood worried the loud bangs they've been hearing for weeks. Maybe more than just fireworks and celebration.
Elk Grove police say it's just one example of loud booms people have been reporting for weeks.
I've heard them too.
All of us are going to be extremely happy to say goodbye to the year that was 2020. That includes these guys. Take a look at this.
I don't know where a lot of this stuff means or why they post any of it, but it's interesting. I wish I was watching the other
US
guy.
robot developers Boston Dynamics posted this new video online demonstrating its Atlas, Spot, and Handle robots dancing in sync to the song Do You Love Me by the Contours. The coordinated, wired proteges dance floor display came with a New Year message. Our whole crew got together to celebrate the start of what we hope will be a happier year.
It won't be.
Something is
We got 2 more years.
What is that?
Perplexed residents on the Leeward Coast searching for answers after a lit up unidentified flying object reportedly
29th.
plunged into the ocean
2020.
near Ulehava Beach Park. There are multiple videos of what appears to be a glowing oblong
This
mass,
actually happened.
both in the sky and then in the water.
Definitely really unusual to see. There was
Yes, I've seen green ones like that
I
though.
guess I couldn't really get the camera since it was so far away, but it was really, really bright.
Officials
Right.
from the Federal Aviation Administration say there were no aircraft incidents or accidents in this area Tuesday night. But
this other guy I was
multiple
watching, he was
witnesses
really
report
getting
seeing
into
a
it. The
large
number
blue object
56
fall out of
and
the
Nibiru
sky
on the other side of the
into
sun
ocean.
causing
38-year-old
gravity to
says she's
change. That's
never
why
really
everyone's
been
acting
believed
crazy.
in
It's this
UFOs,
polar shift and
but
all
this
this other
bright
stuff.
blue
It's
object
very
had them
interesting.
so intrigued,
Terrible,
they jumped in the
terrible
car
audio
and
and terrible
started following it.
resolution.
The journey ended
Yes.
less than 3 miles from where it
That's
began.
something like I
The
saw but
Farrington
green.
Highway in front
And
of
it
the
didn't go in the
Ford
ocean, it
Supply
fucking
Building,
just jumped
and
out
the
of there.
object appeared to drop into the ocean.
No, it jumped away. What it did. It went so fast that it looked like it went in the ocean, like what I saw.
She
It was
described
green
it as
though.
being larger than a telephone pole and says she never heard it make any sound.
Exactly.
While officers were on scene, she says they spotted a second light.
My husband looked up and he seen the white one come. The white one was smaller, was coming in the same direction as the car.
They lost sight of the object after it passed over a nearby mountain.
That's interesting.
This morning, we asked Honolulu police if investigators figured out what fell in the water.
It didn't go in the water. It flew so fast away that it looked like it went in the water.
Meanwhile, officials from the FAA said they received a report from police Tuesday night about a possible plane down in the area, but had no aircraft disappear off radars.
Why would it say
No reports
Illuminati
of overdue
investigation?
or
Come on.
missing
What the
aircraft.
fuck is that?
Although Mariah's had a couple days to think about it, she says she's still baffled.
That's exactly
by
what
she
I've been
saw.
seeing. A green light though.
I'm not an expert on these things, but it sure was scary. In this East Mesa neighborhood, word travels fast. Everybody seems to be saying, I don't know where it's coming from. Nobody can solve it. All's calm outside usually, but when the sun goes down, the blasts begin. It was scary big. It was
That
not your
doesn't sound like
normal
fireworks.
firework kind of boom or just a noise
Sounds like
from
a
a car
pistol
or something.
almost.
It was a lot louder and scary. Amy Reed caught this flash of light and what
Interesting.
sounded like an explosion on her home security camera last week.
Fire in the skies, guys.
The
Biblical
boom
things are
shook
happening.
her entire home.
I thought I would just see somebody's house had blown up.
Fallen
You know, I
angels.
was expecting I'd see fire in the sky or
Even after neighbors like Reed say they've been reporting this almost every night.
they said they've definitely been getting all the calls from our area for all these different nights and several of them each night. And they said, we'll go check it out, but mostly there's not a lot we can do. But
Yep.
if that one happens again, that's going to be something else. You know, that's a whole different story.
Mysterious explosions in Elk Grove. The blasts caught on camera that have police officers baffled.
Wow. That's what I've been hearing.
Begin at 5 loud explosions.
And people all in this neighborhood have been hearing it.
Neighbors in Elk Grove. Good evening. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Curtis Mick.
And I'm Elizabeth Kling. For weeks, police have been getting reports of these loud explosions.
This mysterious exploding sound
Do you hear that? And
is
where's
sending shockwaves throughout this Elk Grove neighborhood.
Just heard all of a sudden this loud boom.
Nate Sanchez says he felt vibrations.
I feel like the reason we woke up was more because we felt a little bit of a shaking than anything else.
For several weeks, random loud booms have been rattling different Elk Grove neighborhoods. Chris Carpenter says it's not the first time she's heard the alarming explosive sounds.
Just random, just every once in a while.
Well, this is alarming, and it's a mystery at this point. What's the best guess at what's causing these blasts?
Well, right now, because it's such a mystery and these reports are pretty sporadic, although most of them on the southeast side of town.
This is just
right
what
now
they've
it's still
reported on the
unknown what
news.
these random
There's a lot more of it going on.
Kilauea volcano in Hawaii. Look at this. This eruption started with an earthquake
December
on
30th.
Sunday on the volcano's south side. It's the worst eruption since 2018.
It shows lava erupting from a fissure on the left side of your screen and a lava
Lake.
to the right of it, a lavanado, that is, over to the right of it, over that lava lake.
Is a rapidly evolving situation. A giant plume of steam and ash could be seen rising from the glowing orange crater. People who lived downwind being warned to stay inside to avoid the ash and to be prepared to leave. There have been no early reports of injury.
This is just the beginning, guys. This is why everyone's acting crazy. Also, that our body is 70% water. We can pick up
Croatia's
electronic.
most powerful earthquake in more than a century has resulted in the death of 7 people. For a second straight day, central Croatia rocked by a powerful earthquake.
Just on Monday, there was another earthquake, which also had its epicenter near the town of Petru.
And an emergency
I'm waiting for a tsunami to fucking wipe out eastern Florida.
Hundreds of kilometers away, MPs in neighboring Slovenia also felt the force of the quake.
Interesting.
Several smaller aftershocks were felt across the Balkans, as far away as Hungary.
The epicenter of the earthquake was around 50
Polar
kilometers
shift, guys.
southeast of the Croatian capital.
That's what we're going through right now.
The force could be felt right across the country.
So maybe it is at the end of the day.
Unfortunately, the way
The
the year
Bible predicted,
started
or maybe
kind
it
of
is.
ends the same way. People in the capital Zagreb can sympathize. They still haven't finished reconstruction after an earthquake in March, and this latest tremor caused power cuts and further damage to buildings.
Interesting. Well, we all know San Andreas Fault is going to get more active.
Quietly for a lot of us, San Francisco and Marin feeling this 3.6 earthquake
That's nothing
this
to what's to
morning. And
come.
Darren,
That
you've
means
been
that's a
tracking some of it. We're hearing
prerequisite to
this
what's to
was
come.
on
If
the
they're
San
feeling
Andreas
earthquakes right now in
What can you tell us?
Well, that
California,
map
that means
we
the
just
San
showed
Andreas
right off
Fault
the
is
top
about
here
to
a minute
fucking...
ago, you saw that straight
It's
red
about to
line running
really
through it.
get
That's the
active.
San Andreas. So, in one sense, we could think of this as very good news.
No.
Because a 3.6 is minor. And a 3.6 means it relieved a little bit of pressure
No, it doesn't.
on the San Andreas Fault.
No, it doesn't.
And just to kind of put it in perspective, that sits just
They're
about
keeping you people-
6.5 to 7 miles.
They're keeping you people
exactly
fucking
due west
not from
of the
running,
Golden
but
Gate
you
Bridge.
need
So it
to.
was like if you were sailing out under the Golden Gate Bridge, about 5 to 6 miles out there, it's like directly south of Muir Beach. That's where the epicenter was. The San Andreas Fault runs right underneath that part of the Pacific Ocean. Look at all the areas shaded in here, whether it's in the city, the peninsula, Marin, even some in the East Bay here.
Like, this guy knows what the fuck he's talking about.
There was an earthquake not far off the coast from Coos Bay, so a lot happening in your weather, department and land department as well.
In the weather world, yes.
The weather
And
world.
Earthquake offshore last night. There is no threat for a tsunami, which is good to see.
Well, no
it would
shit.
only be fitting for
You wouldn't be
2020
talking
if we did
about
see a
it. It
threat
would have
for that.
happened
But there is none.
10 minutes after it
The
happened.
earthquake was around 11 p.m. last night offshore from Coos Bay. It was a magnitude 5.7, which
That's
is
a
a
big one.
moderately strong earthquake.
Yeah, it
here.
is.
And if you remember, back to
That's scary as
1980,
fuck.
the Mount St. Helens eruption was ultimately triggered by an earthquake
Boom.
that then triggered a landslide and caused that volcano to erupt.
Exactly.
People have been
And
injured more
tsunamis.
critically in a landslide that buried houses in the Norwegian village of Gjerdrum, northeast of the capital Oslo. You can see the enormous crater that appeared in the early hours of Wednesday.
So interesting this is all happening right now. Within the last
And can
3
you help
weeks.
us to understand, is this an area that is prone to this? Is it because of the particularly cold weather? What's the thinking behind why this has happened?
Pull.
This
Magnetic.
is an area that has
Magnetic.
an unstable ground with a lot of this kind of mud that can be put into motion with a lot of rain.
He knows damn well what
But
the
it hasn't
truth
happened
is.
before in this scale, not at all.
He knows what's coming.
Storm Bella
They all
making her
do.
presence known on British shores.
I think this is why they're
Winds
distracting you
up
with
to
politics and
106
everything else,
miles an
guys.
hour
They don't
have
want
been
you to know
recorded
what's
on
about
the
to
Isle of
come.
Wight overnight.
They want you to be in chaos over
Bringing
something
down
else.
trees, causing damage to cars and homes, and huts alongside Brighton beachfront.
Next is going to
Tree
be
operators
Yellowstone,
have issued
maybe?
warnings about delays and cancellations because of debris and flooding.
I don't know. I know I'm a conspiracy theorist, guys. I know I get it. But I like to come up with things that make sense, make you think.
During Gloucestershire. Residents trying
Giving you
to
just
adapt.
evidence of what's
Storm
crazy
Bella
things
did
are happening.
not bring dramatic destruction, but its impact has been widespread. For those affected, it's a miserable end to a festive season where spirits had already been dampened.
Argentina's Senate has voted to legalize abortion in a landmark ruling that could have repercussions across Latin America. The vote followed hours of debate and decades of campaigning by women's rights groups in the predominantly Catholic country.
Interesting. Hey, good for them. Just some weird stuff, guys, happening. I'm gonna follow this guy because I think there's more. I'm gonna try. I don't know. I hate getting into weird conspiracy stuff, but Prepare yourself for what comes next. I like that. This guy definitely knows what he's talking about. Or, I mean, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I say he's... I'm going to try out this video. I think he's definitely onto something for sure. Who knows what exactly? It's pretty
This
skeptical.
world is nothing like we think it is, and that which is controlling it is nothing like we think it is.
Even right when you think you got it figured out, though, then you realize it's not what you think it is either, bro.
People have started to look at the world.
What's going on here?
And say, I don't like the way this is going. And they have become more and more open to another explanation because the old ones make no sense anymore.
Exactly.
If people only knew the scale of what goes on in the world, they would see the world through very different eyes.
Me.
Because the world is not what that frickin' thing in the corner tells you. It's
Exactly.
not what the internet giants.
Oh, I'm going to make another video for this one. This guy's onto something. I like this guy. Alright, guys. That's my little weird video for now. Oh, yo, hey, please. I did not see you there, bro. I'm so sorry, bro. What's going on, bro? Yeah, I'm about to make another video of this other video. I like this guy. I'd like to get people to see them. I appreciate the like, bro. I don't know. I'm not too used to the streaming on here. I will say yo back.